Time Lucky. Welcome to Asexualise, my sexual life. This is a place for education about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. I had some technical difficulties on the last take, so I hope this one will be absolutely fine. Hello, Michael. Thank you for joining me. I don't seem to be going out of sync now. I seem to be fine, so thank you so much for joining me. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe, hit that great big bell icon to get notified of every time I go live, like now, or post a new video. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Yes, indeed, this is a special episode because I've reached 400 subscribers. Now, my 400th subscriber is someone I actually know on the internet as an internet friend. So I've been friends with this guy for a number of years now through my blog, my Quirky Books blog. So I think I've mentioned it before that I blog on my quirkybooks.wordpress.com blog, which I've been blogging for over 8 years now. And that was my original writing blog. I used to help other people with their writing and give writing help and advice and tips and hints there, which I still do. And I talk about my quirky life. And so my hair's getting in my way at the moment. And so I talk about my quirky life, which is really good. And it's just a wonderful blog. It's always been my home for years and it always will be. And I met this guy through blogging and I saw some of his blog posts. I think he paid a visit to my blog first. And it was just incredible. He's got a heart of gold, a really nice guy. And I don't think he's asexual, but he said that he's seen some of my videos and he really likes them. He thinks they're very informative and inspirational. So I like that. I like the fact that I have got, you know, people who are not asexual watching this channel as well, because it's important that we raise awareness of asexuality across the globe. That's my whole point of this channel, is to help asexuals understand themselves better, is help to help asexuals to gain more confidence and gain a lot of the skills they need to survive in this highly sexualized world. But it's also to let sexuals know, and those who are not asexual, to, you know, what asexuality is all about, so they can gain a greater understanding of us and the way we think and feel about things. Hopefully, you know, in the future that asexuals and sexuals can be a lot more integrated into society together, and, you know, that sexuals can understand it, so that asexuality becomes like a normal sexuality within this highly sexualized world that some people can be. That's what I really want. So it was really nice. This guy private messaged me and said that he's seen some of my asexual videos. He thinks they're inspirational and you know, informative, and he's been watching them. And I said, are you subscribed? He said no. So he said, I'll give him the link, I'll subscribe. So I gave him the link. And that's when I was so happy that he said, I'll subscribe. So he subscribed, and I'm like, oh, you'll be my 400th subscriber. And the thing is, right, is last year he said to me in private message on Facebook, he goes, oh, I'd like to meet you in person one day, which I thought was really nice. I have to say, don't tell him I said this. Shh. But he's very good looking. Do you know what I mean? You know, I like younger foreign guys, right, with coloured skin. He's got short, dark hair. He's got the most beautiful smile. And he's got beautiful, beautiful brown skin. He's quite thin as well, I think. He wears nice clothes. He's got a little bit of a tash, which, you know, I'm not that keen on facial hair. But he's very good looking. He's very beautiful. Very stunning. But don't tell him I said that. Shh. But yeah, really stunningly beautiful guy. I have said, oh, you know, because he's had some posts on his Facebook recently where he's been a bit down. I think people have been criticising him. I don't understand why, because he's a really nice person, as far as I know. I've never met him, obviously, in person, but from what I know in his blog, he's got a really beautiful heart, and he really likes helping people and cares about people, from what I've seen of him. And I've told him, you know, I said that I said, you know, about, you know, keep being beautiful you and stuff like that. But I don't think he realises how gorgeous looking he is. Well, I think he is. Do you know what I mean? He's my type of look, really. Shh, don't tell him I said that, because I haven't said that to him before like that. I have said about him being beautiful though, so he must know. But then a lot of people can say about being beautiful, can't they? So yeah, I seem to have hair up my nose at the moment for some reason. Oh dearie me. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, so I just so happy that the 400 subscribers him, and I'm really grateful and thankful for him subscribing. So yeah, I just want to say a big thanks, and thanks to everyone who's subscribed, especially you as well, Michael, because you'll hear a lot. So moving on then to the yes, I'm serious, I told him bit. So you know how it goes. I had it's funny, sorry. I just replied to Heather, who left a comment on my last message, because she said something about other guys. I said, I'm not here so often these days, though. Oh, bless you. Yeah, we're missing you, Michael. We're missing you. It's funny with Heather. She put, no, I'm not a guy, laugh out loud. Heather put something in a comment, one of the other videos, saying, oh, about other guys. I said, it makes you sound like you're a guy, Heather. And she's like, oh, no, I'm not a guy. I didn't think she was a guy. But it's weird because on my YouTube videos, the other day it came out that all guys were watching. I thought, I'm sure that's not true because I know Heather, as far as I know, is a woman. And she's on my analytics, it said it was just 100% guys watching. I thought, I don't think that's true because a lot of the people in my asexual groups, they're female as well. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, we're going to ASAP now, and I'm going to tell you about the I'm definitely serious bit. So hi Heather, if you're watching, by the way. So I had this guy message me today randomly. Oh, yesterday it was, sorry. And this is what he put. He's Indian, you know, my ideal type, Indian, and 22 years old, right? And he was messaging me, and he messaged me this message. You are worthy of every pound I'd spend on a ticket to the UK. Like, he randomly said that. I had not heard of the guy before. I wasn't looking for him on there. I hadn't found him. He'd found me. So I like to call people's bluff, you know, to see how serious they are about what they say. Because I don't, you know, it's all very well someone saying something nice and flattering like that to you. But a lot of them is just a load of talk, isn't it? So I put, oh, well, you better get buying then, you know. And he's put, oh, gotta let me get paid first, with a smiley, laughing face. So I put, oh, there is an airport on the outskirts of my city and lots of hotels in the city. Or you can fly to London and then get a train from there, and there's a hotel opposite the train station. We have to Skype first before meeting. I will need advance notice to see if I can get the time off work. See, it's good to call their bluff, right? This is how you get rid of people really quickly, and just being not ridiculously silly and wasting your time. And then he's put, aren't we supposed to become friends first and see if we're compatible with each other? With a laughing face. And I put, absolutely yes. However, unless you could actually get to the UK in the first place, we would not be compatible anyhow. So far, no Indian guy has been able to do that. And as I don't want marriage or kids or to live together either, it is highly unlikely I would be suitable for you. And then he's put, oh, do not underestimate a man's ambition, with a cool face. And I put, well, it will take a persistent action taker to get themselves over here and stay without marriage to be with me. Most guys have wishful thinking with no action taking. Guess what? I told you I was calling his bluff to see how serious he was. Like, wait for this reply now. He's put, wait, I apologise. I didn't realise you were being serious about this. I put, yes, I was. Life is way too short to play games. Good luck and take care. See? That was quick. That's how to get rid of a guy who's just playing games and wasting time in a few minutes. Call their bluff. Call their bluff every single time. If you've got a guy who's just being like, you know, like going, oh, I can do this, I can do that, blah, 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 just call a bluff. Get serious really quickly because they'll run a mile. If they're not genuine, which the majority aren't, they'll just run a mile. You know, as soon as I said without marriage as well, did you notice that's the time he left? He didn't leave before then. He left as soon as I said I'm not getting married. See? Well, it will take this is what I put. Well, it will take a persistent action taker and get themselves over here and stay without marriage to be with me. Most guys have wishful thinking with no action taking. Do you see what I mean? As soon as I mentioned the fact I wouldn't get married, I bet it might have been a different story if I hadn't put that. you know, didn't realise you were being serious about this. It's like, of course I'm being serious. Why would I want to waste my time on an app? Do you know what I mean? I mean, I have put down there I want friendship and chat or relationship, but it's in my profile on ASAP that I'm looking for a guy. It even says what type of guy I'm looking for. So, I mean, unless they're blind and don't read my profile, which I presume they would do, if they're, no offence to blind people, I've got a blind guinea pig. I didn't mean that rudely. And my mum's got an eye problem, so sorry. But, you know, I didn't mean it if it was distasteful. But I was just saying, unless... Do you know what I mean? I was just using the analogy. Do you know what I mean? It says in my profile, looking for a heteromantic foreign guy in UK for a serious relationship, 20/early 30s, ideally. I mean, that's pushing it. You know that I'm interested in guys in their 20s. 24, really, somewhere like that. Lively/bubbly/energetic girl, 21-year mindset, not 21 in birth certificate age, asexual, younger cougar, not like sex, love kissing, author of Asexual Perspectives on Amazon. I put looking for chat, friendship, relationship, friendship, interested in males, monogamy. And I put a profession, asexualise.com, founder, author of Asexual Perspectives, 47 asexual stories, entrepreneur and designer. Extrovert, never smokes, never drinks, exercise 4 to 5 days a week. Well, I do some exercise on a mat pretty much every day, and I do end up going walkabouts, only to get food shopping, really, like 3-4 days a week. But yeah, like tattoos, no, like piercings, no. But do you know what I mean? It's just like, if he can't be bothered, of course he's read my account. He'd have to have read that to message me, because how would he know I'd even be interested in it, entertain? And he said, you know, and he knew I lived in the UK, because his first message was, you'd be worth every penny if I could buy a ticket. It's just like these young guys. It's sad, because you know I really like a young guy, but I mean, I want a young guy who's mature with it, not a young guy who's just playing stupid games. I haven't got time to waste in my life that, you know. I lead a busy life. I can't be bothered with these people who just go like, you know, they might think it's funny a game, but I'm being serious, you know. That's the only trouble when you get younger guys that are really, you know, not mature. You know, they just use it. I mean, they don't see forest for the trees. Oh, I love your expressions, Heather. I'm glad that you're a woman. I thought you were, but I was in two minds when you put other guy on that last message, particularly as I was saying to Michael as well, that for some reason YouTube the other day put all my viewers were 100% male, and I'm thinking, hang on, Heather's watched that video. I'm sure she's not a guy that I know of. So, but you know, so I know people in my Asexual Perspectives book that have got different names, which are the opposite gender to what you would think they are. So, being asexual and being amongst loads of different people have different types of genders these days. You know, someone may have a traditional gender female name and still be a guy. You know, there was a bloke actually in my old job, not asexual, and his name was Kim. Kim's really a female name, but that was his real name, Kim. Do you know what I mean? So some women can get guys' names and some guys can get women's names. Do you know what I mean? Society sees it, so I can't say for, you know, I don't want to say for definite if I haven't seen a picture of someone, even pictures these days, you know. Some people are trans, aren't they? So do you know what I mean? You've got to be really careful about what you say to people. You know, I've got a friend who's got born female, presented as agender, presented as a transgender, and now they're going to be changing their name and doing different stuff again, and it's like I can't keep up with them. It's like, do you know what I mean? So I just go along, or, you know, with whatever makes them happy, and whatever they believe they are, I'll go along with, you know, because it's their life and I support them, whoever they are at the time. I just agree, you know, I just accept them's a word. Do you know what I mean? So you can't take anything for granted these days. Even if you think something, it's best to just ask sometimes, but then you don't want to ask and like insult someone and be rude. Do you know what I mean? Because some people can take offence as well. So it's kind of like crazy. There was an asexual guy in one of my groups who's no longer in it because he wasn't a good guy in the end, but he upset someone he was going to meet and he was interested in a relationship with, because he called them a guy after he spoke to them on the phone. He goes, are you sure you're a woman? You sound like a bloke. And he couldn't understand why she was upset. And of course she'd be upset. I've known this person online longer than he's known her. And she's definitely female. And for him to actually have a phone conversation and then say that to her, I mean, if he was that worried, why didn't he Skype her? I said, well, I'd always recommend Skyping someone before you meet up with them anyway. But they didn't meet up in the end. She went on her own because, you know, he insulted her, basically. You don't do that to people. It's horrible, you know, and he didn't see anything wrong in it. He didn't think what he'd done wrong. He thought she was being oversensitive. I'm like, well, to be honest, I would feel the same in her position, to be quite honest. You know what I mean? Yeah, oh, sorry, there was a lag on it then. Yeah, so basically, yeah, that gets rid of the rubbish people, do you know what I mean? Rubbish people, if you call their bluff. So if you have got any people that you think are just saying stupid stuff that's no good for you about a possible relationship, just call their bluff, just get really serious quickly, say, okay, this is what I want, blah, 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 and they'll usually back off and run a mile because they're just faffing around and wasting life. There was one older Indian guy who told me, he goes, and it was the trouble is he's not, I don't really speak to him anymore because he wasn't very nice about my birth certificate age, right? As far as I'm concerned, I'm really young. My birth certificate age means nothing to me other than I've got experience, knowledge, and I'm really young, but obviously I'm a mature outlook young person. And my birth certificate age really means absolutely diddly squat to me because I don't believe it's truly who I am, you know? I'm very, very young. And but this particular Indian guy, he told me, he goes, oh, these young guys, they're just wasting your time. They're just bored and they're just on their phone bored and they're not really interested in you. And it was kind of like, I didn't know if he was a bit jealous or what. I got an inkling that he may have been a bit jealous, being one thing. And I got the other impression that obviously he was probably telling the truth as well in some ways, you know. And so I did accept what he said to a certain extent, but then he started getting funny about my birth certificate age. And I was thinking, hang on a minute, he's older than me. And the way he was talking about it, he's really rude. And so I told him, and I just didn't really want to speak to him anymore much after that. I said, I don't want to talk to you if you're going to speak to me like that. You may think my birth certificate age is whatever. I don't consider my birth certificate age old. And he's older than me. I mean, it's a bit insulting, isn't it? He's older than me in birth certificate age, yet he's insulting me saying I'm old. Do you know what I mean? I just thought it's really rude. And I think he might have been a little bit jealous. I don't know, because he used to talk to me quite a lot. And I just thought it's really weird. I don't want to talk to people who won't accept me for my mindset age. Do you know what I mean? Who want to put me in this old category. It's a load of rubbish. I mean, I know in India it's very different culture as well, because my parents still look like 20 years younger than they are. And my dad's got a non-profit business at age, he's 73 this year. And he started his business a year and a half ago or something. So most people wouldn't be starting businesses over 70. And he started a non-profit back up again. And he does courses. He's got like a proper, it gives a lot of, because it's a non-profit, he plows some, you know, he gives money to this, that and the other and just takes his expenses. But he's like, the amount of money he's earning is like a full-time job, but he's not keeping that money. Do you know what I mean? He's giving some to where he has the forges when he does blacksmithing, and he's giving some to help build the farrier area up, which isn't really his concern necessarily, but he's doing it and it's helping him, and he's giving so much, you know, so the money is just like really going back out again. But you know what I mean? To all intents and purposes, it's a full like business, and he's in his 70s, and most people like, you know, and obviously I am like his daughter, so far, 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 far younger than that. Do you know what I mean? And so it's kind of like I know a young Indian guy said about to me, he was really rude. He's supposed to be my friend as well. And he said something about, oh, well, I wouldn't be working if I was at your age. I'm thinking, hang on a minute. I'm like, how do you know how old I was? And he said, oh, I saw it in the paper. I said, that's fine, but that isn't actually old. Anyway, I was like, I don't know. It must be like a different culture over there. And it's like, I support myself anyway. Do you know what I mean? I can't not work because I support myself. I'm female. I've lived on my own, support myself actually for 14 years, if you really must know. That's 4 years. And yeah, my ex I haven't been with since 7 years, so I've been completely on my own for 7 years, you know, and I've looked after myself financially and support myself all that time. I don't need a bloke. And I certainly, you know, like if you're living on your own and you're single and you rent, you've got to support yourself for the rest of your life. Doesn't matter how old you are. Do you know what I mean? You have to work. It's as simple as that. And just, it's so stupid. It's like, I'm still really young. I mean, do you know what I mean? I'm not even halfway through my life. Yeah, it's just really ridiculous. And I just think it's so rude. And that's the only thing, you know, when you are older and you like a younger guy, you know, you've got to have a really mature guy, someone who actually does want a serious relationship, someone who's going, oh yeah, I like an older woman because I want to settle down in a relationship with her. You don't have to settle down in the sense of not doing anything with your life, because you know what I'm like. I love going to theme parks, zoos, aquariums. I like going clubbing. I like going out for meals. I'm far from like my birth certificate age. Do you know what I mean? But I'm usually a lot younger than the guys that are interested in me. I mean, they lead pretty mediocre lives in terms of don't want to do much sometimes. It's like, oh, I can't be doing that, I need to go out and about. But do you know what I mean? It's just like really strange. I don't know if it's to do with the different cultures or what, but whether women who are in India become like, they retire much earlier or what it is. It's really bizarre. But I mean, you can't do that in the UK. In the UK, you do get a lot of people that you would traditionally retire over here now, even working. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, but I'm clearly, I look a lot younger than my birth certificate age, and I know I am. I know I'm born to be young. I don't care about, like a guy sometimes feel like they're a woman, and a woman sometimes feels like a guy. I don't have that, but I do feel like my birth certificate age is just a joke. I mean, I don't want to offend my parents, and I love the fact they brought me into this world, and my mum doesn't understand, because I said if I could change my birth certificate age, I would, but I can't legally do it. You can change anything else, but you can't do that. And my mum's like, oh, I don't understand why you want to change it anyway. I'm like, because it's not who I am. It's a piece of paper. I look at it and I just laugh. It's just hilarious to me, because I don't believe it's true. I don't believe it's true. And if I do think about that age, it makes me feel old. I'm like, because it's like, it's not who I am. It's like, if I acted that age, I would behave by society standards. I would behave in a completely different manner. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, oh no, I'm not doing that. And so like my mum was like, oh, you're that age again this year, but really you're just going to be 21 again? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be 21 again. My 21st mindset age is going to be there for another year again, because I love being 21. I love having a 21 mindset, and it keeps me young, and just, I love it. It's just who I am. And I like being young. I don't want to be my birth certificate age as society traditionally sees it. I don't even think I am that age. I think it's a joke. I think I was like that in my past. I think in my past life, I was much more like the birth certificate age I am now, when actually I was younger in birth certificate age. I think in the past, that was me. But I feel like I've gone backwards in my life, and now this is the young me that I was supposed to be originally. So I feel like I've swapped over. I feel like the older me is gone. It's in the past, and she's learnt a lot, which I can use. But I've just got to let a lot of that go, because this is my life now. Do you know what I mean? And I'm loving my life, and I'm, excited for it. And so, yeah, excitement. So today I started creating the first ever paid for asexuality course for my Asexualise Academy. So if you've been following this channel, you probably know that I've got a free Asexuality Basics for Beginners course on my Asexualise Academy, which is the world's first online training centre and school for asexuals and asexuality. I'm so proud of that. And I think I've got 26 students at the moment, and the link's down below if you want to go through and do that course. If anyone's watching, they want to do it, it's completely free. You can sign up free of charge, and if you sign up to my tribe as well, you actually get a discount off my future paid for courses. And so this year, I told you I'm going to be bringing the first ever paid for asexual courses, and these are courses that you can't get anywhere else. These are different. They're going to be things that unique the way I do them, and it's going to be like me holding your hand in a lot of ways and taking you through different aspects of asexuality, but not that are readily available anywhere else, really. I mean, the first course I'm going to do is the asexual meetup course, how to arrange an asexual meetup, which is probably going to be the only course that is, well, maybe one or two courses that, that some other people may have an idea of. But this is what I covered at the UK Asexuality Conference. I did a 45-minute presentation on it, whole talk, which is on this channel. And I did, like 5-minute discussion Q&A. And so it's all on this channel. If someone wants to see how to arrange a meetup, I did it all, But this is for people who want to take their learning to the next level, who want more in-depth help, who want hand-holding, who want like a behind-the-scenes look at what I do, how I organise the meetup, like what I say in my messages to people, who I message first, how I choose the venue, what I choose as the reason for having the meetup, what's the difference between a national meetup and a local meetup, what's the different steps you have to take to do this if you've never done it before, and avoid people not turning up, what's how, and how to arrange a meetup if you've never organised a meetup group in your entire life. You see what I mean? And that's what I'm going to be doing in depth. So I've just started it today, but it's not going to be ready probably till May. So I've just started doing part of the work for it today, because it's going to be a video training course. There's going to be a book with it. So as part of the whole course, so it's going to be like, not just a video training series, which will be amazing anyway. That'll take me a long time to do, but it'll also be, something written down as well. So it'll be visual as well as something to read. And so a lot of work is going to go into it. And the reason I've started it today is because I'm already starting to plan my next asexual meetups, well, particularly a national one. I've just been started discussing it this week. And so that's why I thought, what I want to do is I want to take my real life examples of my meetups and actually put them into this course so people can see hands-on what I do, how I do things. And so that's what I've started today, and I started to write the ebook that goes with it. I haven't done about 5 pages so far. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. I was typing away. It was just all coming out of me. It was like I was talking to someone who's going blah 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 blah. Oh yeah, blah 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 blah. And it was like, oh my gosh, I've got, because I was like, for a while I was thinking, because obviously I've done the conference one that was quite in depth, and I've still got loads of stuff that wasn't actually shown at the conference because I overdid the stuff. I created extra stuff that I didn't put in the end because of time limits. So I've still got all that, that I can use, which is great. But, I just was so happy that because I didn't know that I was going to write a book to go with the course as part of the whole course package. I didn't know I was going to do that exactly. I thought I might do something. I knew I was going to produce some sort of visual stuff, but I didn't know I was going to do like a bit of extra stuff. And it's just all coming together now. And I just started it today, and I'm like, wow, this is great, and the reason I started is because like this week, like I said, I've been like laying the foundations for the first little bit of my next meetup, which hasn't been announced yet. So I don't want to say it just yet on this channel because nothing's been announced, and I still need to speak to some people first before it's announced. So yeah, it's just amazing. I was just so happy that it was just pouring out of me what to say and what to do. And I was thinking this is really good because like sometimes, like obviously when you're doing paid for courses, you've got more pressure on you because you've got to come up with more in-depth stuff for people than a free course, and there is loads of free stuff on the internet, obviously, about asexuality. But a lot of the courses I'm going to be doing are more like personal development of asexuals, which isn't really covered as such on asexuality.org. Asexuality.org is all about asexuality, but they don't really go into like how to improve your confidence and stuff like that as an asexual. They don't do. Whereas I specialise more in the personal development side of a person, if you know what I mean. So there's one course that's I know is really popular that they've been requesting in my groups because I've been doing research as to I was just wanting to research in my groups the people that specifically want to take their education to another level entirely and want to pay for courses because they know they're going to get additional help and that in-depth training. So I just post in each of my groups a list of possible courses. And for anyone who seriously wants to pay for a course, to fill out which of the courses they're interested in doing, because I don't want to start creating courses for asexuals if no one wants to buy any. If people are like, well, I've got enough free stuff on the internet, I don't need any more help, and everyone's like that, then there's no need for me to do paid for courses. Oh, sorry, I don't know why my phone's going off then. I didn't realise I hadn't put it on mute. Oh, it's my asexual friend, a nice friend. So yeah, on ASAP, I told you I got one really nice asexual friend who, like, we talk to nearly each other nearly each day. It's really nice. But other than that, there's no one on there I really talk to specifically all the time. There's actually quite a nice young guy in the UK, but he's too young, so so yeah. But yeah, I digress. So yeah, I was just so excited that, you know, I've already started the first paid for course, because I wasn't going to start it like till much later, like March time. I wasn't going to actually start writing or doing anything for it really till March. And the fact I started now, I mean, I'm going to be doing bits of it over a process of about 4 months. So it's going to take me some time, because I've got other projects I have to get done first. At the moment that I've been working on. I mean, one of them's got to be out this month, and I was meant to have it finished. And tonight I was supposed to work on it. And then all of a sudden, the asexual stuff took over, because I've just started like the beginnings of the next meetup, like, you know, more of the research and stuff. And I think I've got to document all this now, because if I'm doing a course about how to arrange an asexual meetup, I want to document, you know, me actually doing one, like a real life example. And so I'm thinking now you're starting to like gather information, do research on like place to you know, and activity for the next meetup. Now you have to document all this, Sandra. So now you have to be writing about it. And so that's what just spurred me on to write. I thought, write it as you go along, because then you won't have to worry at the end, or I can't remember what happened here, there and everywhere at that particular time, how I did this, how I did that. So I'm documenting it. But like, obviously that's going to be a long process, because I speak to loads of people, and if this one does happen, it's going to be a way in advance one, like more advanced in terms of time that I've ever had before. There's a reason behind that, which I can't say at the moment, because I need to do a bit more research. But you know, it's just, it'll be good, because it means I can put all this information into the course, which people have requested. But obviously it's a lot of work, and you know, but I just think it's going to be a milestone for the whole world to have a paid for course in asexuality. It was a milestone for the whole world to have the first ever free online training course, the first ever online training course, full stop, because there's never been an online training course until I did one. I know there's someone who is creating some courses, because I've seen them saying they're going to be creating courses, and that was about probably just before Christmas they started talking about that. So I know someone's following what I'm doing, but I was the very first one in the world to bring an online course out in asexuality, a proper online course where you got your own members area. Do you know what I mean? So I'm really proud of that, and they'll should be the first one to bring out a paid for course. And why is that good? It means that obviously we'll be taken more seriously as a sexual orientation. We'll be taken more seriously as in a whole topic. You know, people can't go around saying, oh, asexuals don't exist, when we know for a fact, obviously we do, but we also know there's proof that there's a lot of companies that sell asexual merchandise, and a lot of these companies, I have to say, they aren't even at least people are big, you know, behind these companies, they're not even asexual, a lot of them. Do you know what I mean? I'm a genuine asexual who does a lot in the community, who really cares about asexuality, who's passionate about it, loves it to bits. And, you know, I do it because I you know, I really care, and I want to help people. You know, like I said, I wouldn't do these courses. I mean, if people didn't want to pay for their in-depth knowledge, I'm not going to do, obviously, you know, I'm not going to do these courses if people don't want to buy them. There's no point. If they feel that there's enough information in the world that they don't need any more help, then that's fine. But for the people who do want to take their learning to a lot more depth and knowledge, you know, it's going to take me a while to do all that stuff. And people who invest in their actual education learning, they tend to take it a lot more seriously. So if you have, for example, an option of a free course or a paid for course, the people who pay for the courses are much more likely to go through all the modules and take it seriously and learn and develop and grow themselves than someone who's done the free course, who's like, you know, well, I can do it anytime, it's just free, and it doesn't matter, they haven't invested their money. So there's a lot of power you know, there's a lot of power when someone invests. It's like I've invested in courses, you know, some of them I spent quite a lot of money on, because if you invest in yourself, your knowledge is an investment, and because your knowledge is your superpower, the more knowledgeable you are, the more you can advance as a person, the more you can develop and grow yourself, and you're far more likely to take the course seriously if you paid for it, because you've invested that money in it and you want to make sure you've got a return on your money. And in the case of personal development, you know, you want to know that you're going to personally develop yourself. You're going to have grown. You're going to have changed in some way. So in terms of the asexual meetup, you're going to have all the tools and knowledge needed and the skills to, you know, start having your own asexual meetups, organising them. And so it's really important to invest in your education. I can't stress that enough, you know. People do invest in their education because they want to get back something from the course. And like, I do a lot of personal and professional development courses, you know, because it's good. Some of them are free and some of them I've bought. And the ones that I pay for, I have to say, I tend to have a lot more urgency into actually getting them done, because I've paid the money for them. And even if I don't do them straight away, I know I definitely will do them and do it all, because I know I paid for it and I invested my money into it. So, and the more money I invest into it, the even more likely I am to go ahead and take it. So obviously, being only 1% of the population, not loads of people are going to buy paid for courses, but even that's why obviously I've got to do some other stuff. I've got to do my own other business stuff. I've got to make, you know, the foundation, you know, I've got to make a living, if you like, at my other businesses, to be able to have the time to be able to, you know, put into doing these courses, which really, you know, the amount of time I'm going to be putting into the asexual courses is going to far outweigh the cost of someone actually buying it, if you know what I mean, because there's going to be hours of work there. I mean, tonight I've already done goodness knows how many hours. I can't even remember what time I started. I think I've been working on it for 3 or 4 hours already. So I mean, I think I've only done about 5 pages, but it's because I was like thinking and planning and stuff. It's not just the writing, it's the planning of what you're actually doing, because when you're sort of like doing an asexual meetup, when I've been doing research today, I've been making phone calls, and sometimes even to do 5 pages, you know, I'm changing stuff around, I'm deleting stuff, I'm editing, I'm putting it a different way, I'm trying to describe things differently, and oh my goodness me. So it sounds like you haven't done much work, but when you're trying to think of how to phrase things, and you have to put some of your memory into what you've done past to bring it to the present, if you know what I mean. So the asexual meetups, I have to refer to what I've already done, what I've been doing, and what you must do, and then I have to show them examples in the moment of what I'm actually doing, if you get my meaning. So that it's very involved. It's very involved. But I just feel really good that I've started doing that, because I feel like I'm making progress. I feel like, yes, Sandra, you're actually doing the things you said you're going to do this year. Because last year I felt very directionless. It's really weird. I look back on last year now and I feel like I was kind of like directionless a lot of the time. I think it's because I was just doing the same things, and this year I'm changing what I'm doing quite a lot. I'm learning. I learned a lot of new stuff at the end of last year, and I'm doing lots of different business stuff, and I'm trying lots of new things, and I just like stuff that isn't anything to do with asexuality. Well, part of it's nothing to do with it, you know, because I have to be doing other stuff as well. I need to make a living, do you know what I mean? I've been focused so much on asexuality for the last 3 years that I've kind of let other areas of my business life go, which I've now turned around, and now I'm pressing ahead forward with other entrepreneurial stuff, you know, services and products for entrepreneurs, basically, while still doing all the asexual stuff I do. So I'm still here, as you know, live streaming every single night. Still it got my groups and everything as well. Haven't been in them quite as much lately, because obviously I'm just doing 55,000 things at once, as I usually am. So, and I'm still technically looking for an employed job as well. And I've got an interview in the morning. So, yeah, for an employed job, which is going to be really weird, because if I go back into paid employment again, rather than just self-employment, it's going to be kind of weird, because I've got to fit everything I do at the moment with asexuality and all my new stuff, and I'd have to fit an employed job in as well, which is going to mean I'm really going to be like, do you know what I mean? It's going to be kind of crazy. But it'll be good to have the income I need, really. So yeah, it's going to be kind of mad. And I'm usually, to be honest, I'm a night owl. I work best working through the night and sleeping in the day. And obviously if I go to a normal employed job, I can't do that. You have to be up really early. And so that's going to be so annoying, because I don't even like to go to sleep till 4 a lot of the time. And so it's going to be quite hard for me to get back into that routine. A lot of the time when I was in my old job for 5 years, I only got like 3 or 4 hours sleep at the most, because I just didn't go to bed till I wasn't tired. So yeah, it's going to be a bit weird, but I hope you've loved this episode, and thanks for the 400 subscribers. It's just amazing. Keep sharing this channel. Please keep sharing any videos you think may benefit someone else, because all the shares really help to get this channel recognised, around the globe. So I'm so pleased. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it. I hope you've enjoyed tonight's video. I hope you found it informative and useful, insightful in lots of ways, especially, the bit about calling a person's bluff, because today I've talked about my 400 subscriber, who I told you I knew personally as an internet friend through blogging. I said he's very good looking, but don't tell him that. And then I went on to say about calling the person's bluff on ASAP, who said, oh, you'd be worth every penny to spend a ticket on, basically coming over. And then I got into a quick conversation about basically, when are you going to do it? They're like, oh, I didn't realise you were going to be serious. That's summing up things. Watch back at the beginning of this to see the whole conversation. So like I said, if you've got someone who you think's playing games, just call their bluff, and be the age that you want to be. Don't be dictated to by a piece of paper. I'm nothing like my birth certificate age. I don't know why there isn't something that you can be called if you just don't believe you're the birth certificate age you are. If you believe you're if you're a man who thinks they're a woman, or a woman who thinks they're a man, or believes they are that and always have been, but there's someone who believes that they're a different birth certificate age, there doesn't seem to be a comparable thing. But I'm not the birth certificate age I am. I'm just happy that I'm happy still to be female, but in terms of birth certificate age, I'm it's just ridiculous. Seriously, it makes me laugh. I can't, sometimes I even forget it. I'm trying to struggle thinking how actually birth certificate age am I, because sometimes I have to say it, for banks I have to give my date of birth sometimes out for security reasons when I got bank request, and and sometimes in certain things like official things you have to give your age out, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is when I am born and this is the birth certificate age I am. I just think it's funny. I have to laugh. I just think it's so funny because it doesn't seem like it's me. It just seems like it's this other person in my previous life. It's really funny. But yeah, so, and then I've talked about the paid for asexual course, and I've started the first one about how to arrange an asexual meetup, but more in depth than I went into it at the conference, which I went into it a lot at the conference. If you watch that conference back, 45-minute talk, I did all the slides and basically did it in a nutshell in 45 minutes. It was good. But yeah, this is going to be even better because it's going to have all that in it, plus more besides. So yeah. So it's just going to be incredible. It's just going to get asexuality recognised far more globally, taken serious more globally. Like I said, there's a lot of companies do asexual merchandise these days, some of whom have got absolutely nothing to do with asexuality. They just want to do it for, they want to do it for profit, but obviously it helps still raise awareness of asexuality because there's a market for it. Do you know what I mean? And there's asexual books, that people pay for. It's no different because it's just courses. It's just a different form of merchandise, if you like, for asexuals. But it's good because it just means the more merchandise we've got, the more different avenues and things we've got for us, the more we'll be taken seriously as orientation and, as a collective community. I just think it's so good. I really, really do. I think, we can just keep going up and up and up in society from here on out, There's lots of people now that are raising awareness of asexuality. I do know this channel's getting more and more recognised, which I'm really thankful for because I'm getting people private messaging me and stuff, so it's really good. Anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you for tonight. Thank you so much, Michael, for tuning in. We've missed you on this channel. Thank you so much, Heather, for tuning in. It's lovely to see you again. I always love to see you. And thank you so much for your support. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It would really help me out a lot. I really appreciate the thumbs up a lot. And thank you, Michael. Thanks. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it. And Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Heather. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Night, Heather. Take care, and don't forget to subscribe to his channel if you haven't already subscribed, if you're new here, and don't forget to hit that bell icon so get notified of every time I go live like now or post a new video. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Michael, for the thumbs up. Much appreciated.